Hey everyone, Scuba here with the final installment of my Rebel leveling series. Today I'm going to show you how I leveled from 140 all the way to 175. Before we begin, I want to show you a high-level view of where we are in the leveling process right now. On Divine Pride, there are EXP values listed for each level range, so we have level 100 to level 140. This is how far we've gotten. And this is how far we have to go. By the numbers, we're not even a third of the way to 175. But in this episode, I'm going from 140 to 175, no problem. In reality, the leveling rate will either stay the same or get even faster than what it has been so far. First up, Lasagna. Part of the reason leveling speeds up is we can better utilize bounty boards now. The level range for Lasagna is 125 to 150. However, the bounty board only starts at level 140, which is similar to Scaraba, but the mobs here come with a much bigger max HP pool, and frankly that doesn't matter too much because the max hit needed to one-shot here is 216k. Because the HP pool is higher, they will have proportionally higher experience value, which makes this place a lot better than Scaraba. I found the mob density to be satisfactory and was able to maintain my SP well enough through leeching. But mobs here drop basil and yig berries, so in an emergency, I could use those from time to time, but only when I completely ran out of SP, which was pretty rare. The focus of Lasagna is to go out of your way to kill the Mandragoras, because you're pretty sure to get the Basilisk counts innately. I completed the full bounty board by killing the combat Basilisk on level 3, but I think experience-wise it might make more sense just to focus on the level 2 bounties. I never leveled here before, so I was enjoying it quite a bit, and I liked the variety. Even if it was less efficient to do level 3, it didn't really feel bad to do it regardless. It was a lot of fun to do so much damage with Round Trip. It feels better than Aerostorm, which in my mind used to be the hallmark of ranged AoE mob killing. I would definitely recommend Lasagna over Scaraba if you can output the necessary damage. In my opinion, Nature Dress is very underrated, as it is so instrumental in being able to do big damage on earth brutes like these. One downside to Lasagna is the music. It's like a theme song on a TV show for babies. Furry anime weeb babies. It kind of makes me even more embarrassed to play an already embarrassing game. Moving on. After hitting level 150, I went with what I was familiar with and hit up Nightmare Clock Tower. I swapped out the Vanargand helm for the Happy Flapping Angel Wing, which increases the damage dealt and decreases the damage taken by 50% when in Nightmare Clock Tower. It also just so happens that I have another Pharaoh card in there. Don't judge me, you would do it too. Of course, back to Icefall Dress for extra formless damage and Rebellion Scarf instead of Fenrir Chain since that combo is broken. My big question was, will I one-shot without double bonuses from Icefall Dress with the neutral element? And the answer was yes. It turns out the damage multiplier from Flapping Angel Wings multiplied well enough that I did 180k damage with Round Trip when I only needed 166k. I believe I was getting a kill count every 3 or 4 minutes or so 7 or 8 turn-ins on a battle manual depending on if I had one count saved up already or not. Some of the slower leveling can be attributed to not having Agi up while walking around and not turning in effectively. For those that don't know, you can save at the inn in Aldebaran, so when you B-wing back to town, you just walk out of the door and you talk to the bounty board. But there's also, if you're VIP, a fast travel from the building to the front of Clock Tower, and for a while I was not using that shortcut. It definitely helped to have my quest counts displayed in a separate chat window though. In fact, I actually really enjoyed the fully transparent setup I created for this series with my damage, experience, and quest status clearly visible on the screen. It helped it so that I didn't miss anything, and I find it doesn't get in the way and really gives you more context and specifics. One thing I did not appreciate was the disgusting amount of AFKers in Nightmare Clock Tower. It's absolutely gross. It makes the game look so bad. The entire map is just littered with low-tech bots just standing there getting absolute piss experience. I think it's completely abhorrent that the game and item mechanics have been allowed to interact this way for so long. I get more experience playing the game in 30 minutes than an AFKer will get in an entire week. It's so brainless. If you're going to play the game, then play the freaking game. Why invest so heavily into something that levels so terribly bad when you could actually play an hour a week and be in the same place? Do people actually enjoy wearing down their computers and wasting electricity? I realize I'm ranting, but holy shit, this was an eyesore. I hate what Nightmare Clock Tower has become. Back in my day, we used to organize DPS parties where people would join together in one group and max level almost instantly. Allow me to explain a basic concept. When you are in an even share party, the total experience of the mob actually gets multiplied, then divided by all the members. So if you have 12 people, each mob is actually worth 320% more experience. It just gets divided by 12. So for each mob you kill, you get 27% of its whole experience value. But if there's 11 other people doing the same thing, you end up getting 3 times more experience than normal. It is always worth it to party with people. Now, there's a bunch of mongoloids derping around down there because they think the ability to AFK and level is some kind of flex. Newsflash, it isn't, and it sucks, and you should feel stupid if you AFK to level. I did find it kind of cute though when people would AFK with an auto Numa accessory to try and block KSing, and I'd take it out with Fire Rain's ground targeted spell removal. Get wrecked, idiots! I will say that despite how annoying AFKers are, they are quite useful for collecting mobs for me to get easy kill counts with. They can't complain, because without active players on the map, they get no respawns in the first place, so it sucks to be them. Okay. Whew, deep breath. I got to level 160 in Nightmare Clock Tower because I didn't know any better. And then to mix things up, I went to try out the new Illusion Turtle Dungeon that was just implemented recently. Between the Spotlight event, the holiday experience rates, the VIP, the battle manual, and the costume crown effect, I was getting upwards of 600k base experience per turtle. Like, WTF, man. So I stayed there until 175. I did test out level 2, but I found it too much to worry about and a lot more difficult to line up Fire Rain. The max HP value in Illusion Turtle Dungeon is 596k, which is clearly no problem for Fire Rain, without Elemental Converter hitting over 1 million damage. When leveling with Fire Rain, I find it helps to think about it as a really forgiving vertical firewall. When you are walking, the mobs will follow you in a diagonal line until they are within 1 cell of you and then trail you in a straight line. They never get directly behind you, just one to the side. So once you have them lined up, you just click behind you and to the side that you have the monsters mobbed to. Fire Rain then travels in a 3x7 straight line in a direction that you aimed it, the middle being on the row or column that you clicked on. This works in any direction. If it helps, you can swing your camera to always be in an orientation that you're most comfortable with, but I practiced firing it in all directions so I could quickly use it horizontally or vertically. It is very important that you show off as high of damage as you can. Meteor Assault is very popular, and GXs like to think they are top dogs hitting for 600 to 700k. If you slap people in the face with the 999,999 damage number, they won't mess with you ever. You are almost impossible to KS if you can one-shot, and if anyone tries, they know that you could KS them a lot worse than they can KS you, especially if you one-shot and they don't. Never underestimate the intimidation factor of hitting for max displayable damage. Illusion Turtle Dungeon is absolutely insane at the time of recording, and I am not sure how good it will be when the spotlight goes away and the EXP events slow down, but it didn't take more than a few hours to get from 160 to 175. In fact, I hit 175 and I went back to town to make a guild to tax myself, and I got the guild to level 14 in the remaining 15 minutes left on my battle manual, which I believe is 170 million experience or so. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching the leveling portion of the series. I will be showcasing a full breakdown of this rebel in a build and gear review, then posting some videos of instances and MVPs. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you next time.